the Mavs making moves, moving like them UTA Mavs.
Moving Mavs.
So the Mavericks. Didn't think it was going to happen until I started hearing how much money it was. But Klay Thompson is now a Dallas Maverick.
Yeah.
For only $0.7 million more than Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr., I'm sorry. I've been talking bad about you all season, but I just need to get that contract out of here because there are so many great things that we are capable of doing. And we did it. This is what I was trying to tell you, yo.
Dundee.
So, yeah, Klay Thompson is here. Us being we got to the finals, Western Conference champions in the playoffs. Do you think that we should still be the favorites to win the West after this move?
I don't think there's no doubt that we're in the playoff talk right from the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Now, the Western Conference has improved greatly.
It's tough out here.
Yeah. I mean, we know the Clippers are going to be down and out, right?
Yeah, that's the one team in the top four that it's like you might as well get out the
They're
playoffs.
done.
Like everybody else has made moves, y'all.
Maybe the Trailblazers.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna have to make. Some people are gonna have to make giant steps for the Trail.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These are guys.
Oh, the teams
Western
that are
Conference
out. The teams
that will not even.
Okay,
make the playoffs.
all right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
What
Then
about Phoenix? You think they're going to do anything?
I think that Phoenix, Golden State, and I guess the Lakers would all be in that same
kind of
phase,
in that mix.
In that same mix, it's
that
like
middle.
that third tier in the West. Because I would say that you could argue that we probably still aren't in the first tier if you went and talked to everybody else. But I think that we're a better team than Minnesota just based off the matchup.
Minnesota didn't make any big improvements.
Well, if they're relying on Rob Dillingham to step up as a rookie.
Man.
But I just, and that's an improvement because they were lacking that third ball handler because they were really relying on Mike Conley. When Mike Conley wasn't playing, they went to a guy they call Slow-Mo. Yeah, it's
never a good thing.
That's if you think about superheroes with powers, you wouldn't want to be known as Slow-Mo, right?
I mean, after seeing all this shake out, I feel like the Mavericks are going to end up kind of right where they were last year. Nobody talked about them preseason going as deep into the playoffs as they did. But at the start of this season, they will be in the talks. There's really, I don't know. I mean, you got to set the bar high. I don't want to say finals or bust, but definitely another Western Conference appearance, right?
To me, let's just take one step. Let's go to the 4th seed. Just be a top 4 team in the West because the way that this season was, how many games were separating those top 3 teams? It turned into that last game of the season where the Thunder had to blow us out for things to change because 2 days before you thought it was the Nuggets to win or you thought it was Minnesota's. Mm-hmm. So it was just an up and down thing. And I just think that the way that we played towards the end of the season, it's something, we showed everybody that we were the best team in the West during the regular season at the end, the last 18-game stretch, and then we proved it in the playoffs. Now, Boston, they were a problem for us, and we knew that coming in. They were a problem for a lot of people. They had the best record in the league. So, but I just think that, I believe OKC, I think they did a lot this offseason. Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein, I think those are 2 great pickups for them. I think that the Knicks did a lot, the Nova Knicks. The Nova Knicks did a lot to make sure that if Jay Wright ever comes out of retirement, we know where he's going, right?
Yeah, but when it comes to the Eastern Conference, I mean, I'm going to go into 2025 thinking exactly the same thing as I did in 2024.
Really?
I'm not scared of the Eastern Conference.
Well, Giannis got hurt, so I think that once Giannis gets hurt, you're just like, who cares about?
Or what if Embiid stays healthy?
And those are 2 big ifs.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that
with the Paul George too.
Yeah, Paul George played a lot of games this year, but it was a contract year. Is that a coincidence?
I mean, maybe Giannis is the outlier. Orlando made some moves. They might, ruffle some feathers in the regular season. But, I mean, definitely, Boston's going to make another run at it. There's no reason why they shouldn't. You know what I didn't realize is that you just said it was 0.7 million more than what
Tim Hardaway was making annually. So that's the difference between a Klay Thompson and a Tim Hardaway Jr. if you give out bad deals.
But that also is a little bit of Josh Green's contract.
It is.
Right? Because he was due 11, 12 million.
Yes, because this was because he extended last year, so it was supposed to kick in.
So it's pretty cool. I mean, good moves. And the front office, well done.
Yeah.
We'll just say well done.
I do believe that Josh Green, I think once they ended up signing Najee Marshall, that's what made him expendable. because I think that they kind of have the same type of role. And I just think that with Josh Green, it's almost like I think he needs a change of scenery so he can play with other guys, because Luke is so ball dominant that maybe it's hindered his development to where he can have a chance somewhere else to do something. And Najee Marshall, it's like we just need guys, hey, can you hit an open jumper? Cool. Can you hit an open jumper? Cool. That's what we need. But I think Quentin Grimes was a great pickup. That was how we got rid of THJ. We gave him 3 second-round picks. Just like, here, take all these draft picks. Just take this guy. Just give us something. And I think, Quentin Grimes, he was pretty good at University of Houston, University of Kansas guy.
Yeah, not that many years
But I think
college.
that him being on this team, that's what's going to make probably Dante Exum expendable. Because I think that he kind of plays that same role, and it just looked like I think that Exum, he just had to be hurt, and he broke down. And the money that we pay him, he could be an end-of-the-bench guy, because we didn't expect Exum to be – did we expect Dante Exum when we signed him last summer to be, our X factor in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, that's a pretty good comp, him and Grimes.
Yeah, but I just think that they play a similar position, but I could definitely see it go that way.
Well, Klay Thompson, we not only got our sharpshooter that I was hoping for, but the guy makes free throws. Statistically, he's one of the best in the league last year. And one little thing I didn't know, he made second team all defense NBA.
This year?
This season?
Past year, yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right.
And
healthy season, and we need defense. So
it's like everybody says he doesn't play D. I think he does.
Well, he's always had a good reputation, but it's just since the injuries. He's missed 2 years in the last 5 seasons. So.
I totally have no idea what he's been doing the last 2 years.
Yeah,
because I just thought he was out.
Yeah,
not career ending, but I knew it was a major deal.
But it's the end of an era in Golden State. I just think that they mismanaged that, because I just don't get how you're prioritizing Jordan Poole at one point and Andrew Wiggins at one point over the Splash. It's the Splash Brothers. It's not Steph and Draymond. Yeah. No, it's the Splash Brothers.
That is kind of interesting. Maybe the Warriors did kind of falter a little bit like a year or two ago when they were trying
I think that they initially thought that Jordan Poole was going to be the Klay replacement.
Yeah.
And they said that they would keep him and Andrew Wiggins, and that would be the core to move forward with. But Jordan Poole didn't work out the way they thought it would.
It shows you how fast the NBA moves. Rosters, they change, so fast. And extremely different. Ja Morant's going to come back with a better team, right? The Lakers, I feel like they've tried to appease whatever LeBron wanted, but I'm still going to be a big believer in Dalton Knecht.
Dalton Knecht? Yeah, well, I don't think our rookie's going to play as much as Dalton Knecht.
No.
Second-round pick out of France, Melvin Ajinc. So.
And I asked you earlier, I was like, what about – totally forgot about what Denver was up to.
Yeah,
their draft wasn't great. Was not a stellar draft. It looks like they got, some mainstays, some guys that could fill a roster. But yeah, going into the Western Conference next year, I think Vegas and all the pundits are going to be saying that the Mavs should be getting back to the conference finals at least.
Well, Vegas actually has the Mavericks at the 4th best odds amongst Western Conference teams. So pretty much they have us so that we're in that top 4. But people love Minnesota. They crown
Denver,
they crown
Oklahoma,
Anthony and Edwards, and they don't. And you have to prove them wrong.
Is it? I haven't seen this. Is it Minnesota, Denver, Oklahoma, Mavs?
Denver, Oklahoma, Minnesota, Mavs.
Okay.
So I have a question, because I know Klay Thompson's been a part of several championship teams. Four, I think, right?
Was it
4 total?
4 total
that he's won. Yeah.
Right. So is he like a top 100 of all time? Is he?
The accomplishments alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just think that I would say, next to Ray Allen and his teammate, you could argue that he's one of the 3 greatest shooters of all time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in the spacing, whenever you can play with the Steph Curry, it just makes it easier for both of those guys.
I know that he career average from the corners, he's at 41%, but he has that stupid stat.
Yeah.
Where he scored oh gosh, I don't know if the guys are listening right now. They're all screaming at us on the internet. He only dribbled the ball 11 times, but scored 70 points.
Oh, it was when he had the 42-point second half or something?
It was something really ridiculous.
Was it a 42-point quarter?
He just stands there and doesn't even have to put the ball on the court. It just,
one touch.
Boom, gone. Boom, gone. And that's what I meant. I want the Mavs to get a sharpshooter. I'm really concerned about defense. Because we've seen the Golden State, they were the dynasty. They played a little bit of defense, right? You have to play a little bit to win that many championships.
Well, I think Steph Curry is an underrated defensive player because there's been times in his career where he's been top 5, led the league in steals before. And that was his biggest knock coming in the NBA is because everybody thought if you don't have long pterodactyl type arms, people just don't believe you can play defense. But defense is is about effort. And somebody like Steph, he's taking his game to this level because he wanted to be great. And being that is being a good defensive player as well. But Klay, of the two, was the better defensive player. Now Draymond, everybody knows, was the defensive stalwart on that squad. But he brings more defense than a lot of people realize. That sneaky Kobe Bryant defense.
And I think after paying a little more close attention to this offseason than I have in years past, the NBA is probably the closest thing to the soap opera when it comes to pro sports. Like, the stories don't change that much. Characters kind of come back, and there's all these little twists and turns. And it doesn't take but a few months a month after the playoffs, and all these things happen. And the players have done a pretty good job of becoming more important than the franchises, I think, in the last 10, 12 years, or pretty much since LeBron took over, I guess.
Yeah, it's the LeBron effect.
And so, like I said, it is kind of fun. If you are an NBA guy or a basketball guy and, there's no tape to watch out there, but you can keep up with fun stuff like this for at least the next month or so. The Summer League's about to start.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
They're supposed to be putting more of that out there.
Summer League, I believe, starts the 6th.
Yeah.
But I believe those are the California Leagues, start a little bit earlier. But here at the end of the month, the Vegas Summer League, and that's the big one.